Welcome back to the Behavior Code. I'm Maria.
And I'm Gabriel. Today, we're diving into a word that, well, it makes a lot of people uncomfortable.
It really does. And we're just going to jump right into the deep end today. I want to start with a statement. Discipline is doing what you hate like you love it.
Yeah, that hits. It's not about passion in the moment, it's about commitment, regardless of the feeling.
Exactly. And I want to speak directly to everyone listening right now. If you're struggling to reach your goals, if you keep starting and stopping, I want you to hear this. You don't lack motivation, you lack discipline. It really is. It's counterintuitive to how we're told to live. We're told to follow your passion and do what feels good. And that's great advice, sometimes, but it's incomplete advice. It leaves out the days when you don't feel it.
That's the fundamental misunderstanding, isn't it? People wait to feel good to do the work. They wait for this lightning bolt of motivation to strike. And that right there is the core issue. We have a fundamental misunderstanding of what it takes to achieve a long-term goal. We think it's about a feeling, but it's really about a system.
And it might. It might strike on a Monday. You feel great, you eat a salad, you go to the gym, you're on top of the world. But what happens on Wednesday when it's raining and you slept poorly and your boss yelled at you?
The motivation is gone, vanished. And if that's all you're relying on, then so are your actions. You're back to square one.
And this is the harsh truth we have to start with. Motivation is a fair weather friend. It's unreliable. It's a feeling, an emotion, and emotions are fleeting. They change with the weather, with your hormones, with how much sleep you got.
Right. Think about New Year's resolutions. The gyms are packed in January, absolutely packed. Everyone is motivated. By mid-February, it's a ghost town.
Because the initial excitement wore off. That high of a new year, new me fades. And you're just left with the reality of you have to get in your car, drive to the gym, and lift heavy things when you'd rather be on the couch. The feeling is gone.
So what takes its place? If you want to succeed, what fills that void that motivation leaves behind?
Discipline. And discipline isn't a feeling. This is the key. Discipline is a choice. It's deciding that the outcome is more important than your current mood. It's building an identity.
I like that, an identity. So it's not, I feel like working out today, it's, I am a person who works out.
Precisely. It removes the daily debate you have with yourself. You don't wake up and ask yourself, do I feel like brushing my teeth today? No, you just do it. It's part of who you are. It's your baseline. Discipline is about making your goals as non-negotiable as brushing your teeth.
That's a powerful reframe. So let's talk about what discipline really is, because I think people have this image of a drill sergeant screaming in their face, all intensity all the time.
Yes, let's bust that myth right now. Discipline is not intensity. It is consistency. I'm going to say that again. It is not about intensity. It's about consistency.
So it's not about one heroic 5-hour workout that leaves you so sore you can't move for a week.
No, that's actually the opposite of discipline. That's motivation. That's a burst of intense feeling. Discipline is the 20-minute walk you take every single day, rain or shine, tired or energized.
The boring stuff. It's the small, seemingly insignificant actions repeated over and over and over again.
It's so boring, but that's where the magic is. No one posts a picture on social media of them flossing their teeth, or drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning. But those tiny, consistent acts are what build a healthy life. It's about laying one brick perfectly each day, not trying to build the whole wall in a weekend.
Right, because you can't. You'll just burn out and collapse. But one brick, anyone can lay one brick.
Anyone can. The disciplined person just shows up the next day and lays another one and another. And after a year, they look back and there's a wall. The person who waited for the motivation to build a wall is still standing in an empty field with a pile of bricks.
So if it's that simple, just small daily actions, why do most people fail at it? Why is it so hard for us to be consistent?
Oh, because our entire modern world is designed to destroy discipline. I mean, think about it. Number one, comfort addiction.
We are comfort seeking creatures for sure. Our brains are hardwired to conserve energy and avoid pain.
Exactly. That was useful when we needed to hide from a saber-toothed tiger. It's less useful when the pain is just the mild discomfort of putting on running shoes. Discipline requires a willingness to be uncomfortable, and we've trained ourselves to run from even the slightest discomfort.
And that leads right into the next point, which is instant gratification, the enemy of all long term goals.
The absolute enemy. Why do the hard thing that pays off in 6 months when you can do an easy thing that gives you a little hit of pleasure right now?
And that's the dopamine loop, right? We feel a little bored or anxious, so we pick up our phone. We scroll, we get a little dopamine hit from a like or a funny video. The discomfort is gone for a second. So the next time we feel that discomfort, what does our brain tell us to do?
Pick up the phone. It's a perfectly reinforced habit. The difficult, disciplined choice, like working on a project or going for that walk, it doesn't offer that immediate reward. The reward is delayed, and our modern brains are really, really bad at choosing delayed gratification.
So we're fighting our own evolutionary wiring and a modern world that exploits that wiring for profit. It's a tough battle.
It is, and that's why winning it requires something deeper than just trying harder. It requires an identity shift.
Okay, let's break that down. We touched on it earlier, the idea of becoming the type of person.
Right. The author James Clear talks about this brilliantly with identity-based habits. Most people focus on the outcome. I want to lose 20 pounds. The disciplined person focuses on the identity. I am a healthy person.
And then you ask yourself, what would a healthy person do in this situation? Would they take the elevator or would they take the stairs? Would they order the fries or the side salad?
Exactly. It changes the framework. It's not a struggle against your desires anymore. It's just acting in alignment with who you are. The internal monologue shifts from, I have to go to the gym, to, of course I'm going to the gym. I'm a person who doesn't miss workouts.
That's it. A writer writes, an artist creates, an athlete trains. They don't debate it every morning. It's their identity. Discipline, then, is simply the act of reinforcing that chosen identity one small choice at a time.
And every time you make that choice, you cast a vote for that identity. You prove to yourself, yes, this is who I am.
Okay, so this all sounds great conceptually, but let's make it practical. What's a system someone can use starting today to actually build this?
Okay, yes, the system. It can be super simple. I like to think of it in 3 parts. First, define your non-negotiables. Second, design your environment. Third, remove friction.
Non-negotiables. So not 20 things, just a few key things.
Start with one, just one. Pick one thing that moves you toward your desired identity that you will do every single day, no matter what. Your wake-up time is a great one. I get out of bed at 6:30 a.m. every day, non-negotiable. Or I will do a 30-minute workout every weekday, non-negotiable.
Okay, so you define that. Then environment design. That's about making the right choice the easy choice, right?
Exactly. If your non-negotiable is working out in the morning, lay out your gym clothes the night before, put them right next to your bed. If your goal is to write for an hour, create a dedicated, clean space just for writing. Make the environment pull you toward the habit.
And removing friction is the last piece. If you want to drink more water, have a giant filled water bottle on your desk at all times. The friction of getting up, finding a glass, filling it, it's small, but it's enough to stop you sometimes. Remove that friction.
These things sound almost insultingly simple, but they work. You're making discipline easier on yourself. You're using your environment and your systems to do the heavy lifting so your willpower doesn't have to.
But even with the best system, there's still going to be that moment. The alarm goes off, it's dark, it's cold, and your bed is so warm. Your brain says, just 5 more minutes. That's the real test, isn't it? The mental toughness piece.
That is the moment. That's the entire game right there. It's you versus that voice in your head that wants comfort. And discipline is simply learning to tell that voice to shut up and do the thing anyway.
And here's the crazy part. When you win that battle, when you throw the covers off and put your feet on the floor, the feeling you get from that is 1,000 times better than the fleeting comfort of staying in bed.
It's called self-respect. You kept a promise to yourself. You proved to yourself that you are in control, not your fleeting feelings. And that builds a type of deep, quiet confidence that no one can give you and no one can take away.
That's so true. Confidence isn't about telling yourself you're awesome. It's about showing yourself you're reliable, that your word, even just to yourself, means something.
And that mental toughness, that skill of doing things you don't feel like doing, it transfers to every other area of your life. Difficult conversations, challenging projects at work, handling adversity, it all comes from the same muscle.
You strengthen it in the gym at 6 a.m., and then it's there for you in the boardroom at 2 p.m.
Exactly. So let's look at the long-term outcome. Let's paint a picture.
Okay, let's take two people, same goals. Let's say they both want to write a book. Person A is the motivation-based person. They wait for inspiration to strike.
So one Saturday, they get super inspired, they write for 8 hours straight, pump out 10,000 words, they feel amazing. Then nothing for 3 weeks.
Right. Now, person B is the disciplined person. Their non-negotiable is writing 500 words a day. That's it. Some days it's a slog. The words are terrible. It takes them 2 hours. Other days they get in a flow and write 1,000, but they always hit at least 500.
At the end of 1 month, who's ahead? Person A has their 10,000 words from that one burst. Person B, writing 500 words a day for, say, 25 days, has 12,500 words.
And now, fast forward a year. Person A has had maybe 3 or 4 more bursts and has a bunch of disjointed chapters and a lot of guilt. Person B has a completed 150,000 word draft of their book. The contrast in outcome is staggering.
And it wasn't because of a superhuman effort, it was because of a mundane, boring, relentless consistency. That is the power we're talking about.
Which brings us full circle. People think discipline is a restriction, a prison. But when you look at those two examples, who is actually more free?
Person B, 100%. They have a finished manuscript. They have options. They have achieved their goal. Person A is a prisoner to their own moods. They're trapped by their reliance on feeling good.
Discipline is freedom. It's the freedom to choose your path and walk it regardless of the emotional weather. It's freedom from regret, freedom from frustration of knowing what you could be doing but aren't.
So, our challenge to everyone listening today is this. Don't try to overhaul your entire life tomorrow. Don't try to install 10 new habits at once. That's a motivation trap.
Instead, just start today, right now. Pick one thing, just one non-negotiable habit that aligns with the person you want to become. Maybe it's putting your phone away an hour before bed. Maybe it's reading 10 pages of the book. Maybe it's a 15-minute walk at lunch. Something small, something you can win at.
Define that one thing and then just do it today. And then do it again tomorrow. Start casting those votes for your new identity.
That's how you build a foundation. That's how you start to master the code of human behavior.
That's our show for today. Thanks for tuning in to The Behavior Code. We'll see you next week.
Upbeat, thoughtful music fades in.